Too many tools, tech options, learning management systems, and decisions lead to overwhelm and stuckness as a digital course creator. In episode 180, I shared with you 3 of my top 6 tech tools for creating and selling your digital courses. And today I'm going to share the other 3 of those 6 tools. If you did not catch part 1, no problem. You can go back and listen to it anytime, preferably after you're done listening to this episode. With over 15 years of experience in digital courses, I've had to deal with the ins, the outs, the ups, the downs of all the processes changing, the technology that has come out, that has gone away, that has shifted. And today my goal is to simplify things for you, maybe even save you some hair pulling so that you have more time for your course development and your hobbies. Even if that means that you now have to go rediscover your hobbies because you have so much extra time, you get to do even more things for yourself and for your family instead of having to spend all of that time on the tech side of your business.
Anyone can add a digital course to their business. So what sets the 6-figure course creators apart? You're about to find out. Welcome to the Digital Course Creator Podcast with Dr. Maura, a longtime entrepreneur now using her PhD in psychology to help you go from sticky notes to sales worth celebrating.
You probably know that I do spend a fair amount of time on Facebook scrolling through groups, trying to see what's going on, what people have questions about. And whenever I'm doing an episode like this where I'm talking about tools, I'm looking at questions about tools, right? And so I see the same questions popping up over and over for course creators and even entrepreneurs in general. And it's things like, well, what email service provider should I be using? Or where am I supposed to host my content? Where do my courses go? Where should I host this or that? Where do I build a sales page? You said I had to have a sales page. Where am I supposed to build that? And you know what? These are all great questions. They are questions that I wrestled with when I first got started, and I still go back to those questions from time to time so that I can explore what's available now and how it stacks up to what I'm already using. The good news is that unlike maybe 10, 12, 15 years ago, there are a ton of great choices out there. The bad news is that there are a ton of great choices out there for your tech things inside your business. In episode 180, I shared with you my favorite tools for brainstorming and planning, content creation and design. Today, I'm going to share my favorite email service provider, course platforms, and sales page options. And you'll want to stick around to the end because I'm going to talk about something that will make you money even if you don't have a product, a course, a service, or anything created yet, and it doesn't require a fancy sales page. So let's continue on with our list from episode 180 and jump in with the 4th tech tool that I simply cannot live in my business without. And that is an email service provider. Emails, they provide the foundation for a digital course creation business, don't they? We don't own our social media followers. We don't own our social media groups, our profiles, or really anything about social media, even those DMs that we get in there and get so excited to start up. We do, however, own our email list. No one can take that away from us. Our email list is where we get to share ideas. We get to talk about new products and services, do polls to see what people need. We get to connect with our potential, our current, and our past clients. We get to learn from them just as much as they learn from us, which means we need a service that allows us to send out emails reliably. Now, if the concept of an email service provider is new to you, it's just simply a service that, something you're going to log into on the internet that houses your emails. It lets you send mass emails to your list. It gives you the option to split your list into different segments so that if you know person A, B, C, and G need this kind of offer, you could segment them out and say, hey, send this offer to those people. It gives you the opportunity to automate some of your emails. Does that make you get excited? I know it kind of makes me excited. I love to be able to automate emails so that I can set it and kind of forget it. We'll come back to that in a minute. So for me, when I'm looking at an email service provider, it needs to have a few things. It needs to have good deliverability. So it needs to be a reputable company, one that's established. It's got some roots to it, because that's going to help boost whether or not your emails actually make it from the email service provider into the person's inbox, which is where we want it to land. I also want some simplicity in the design process of emails, because even though I do tend to send some very basic looking emails, when I want to do something fancy, when I want to get fancier with my email design, I love a good drag and drop editor. Don't you? It makes everything so much simpler. I also am looking for the option to create automations that go beyond a super basic level. Here's why. Because I chain different automations together in my email program, in my business. And so my email list will go through one set of emails, and then they might go to this set of emails, and based on something else, they might then go to a new set of emails. And I have the option to be able to automate these so that I'm not sitting there every single day saying, okay, Sally needs this email, John needs this email, Jack needs that one. The automations really take care of it for me. And in addition to automations, I want good analytics. The analytics help us to understand how our emails are performing so that we can make adjustments. That's why I said we can kind of set it and forget it in terms of email automations, because yes, we can set it and forget it, but we still have to know to go back and check those analytics and dig into what's working and what isn't, what's getting responses, what's getting unsubscribes, what is getting a spam click. Instead of someone hitting unsubscribe, they're hitting spam instead. We have to be able to dig into all of that stuff in order to make our emails even better and to be a profitable part of our business, right? So analytics are key. And here's one that you might not think about right off the bat, and that is really good customer service. Because guess what? At some point, you are going to do something in setting up your emails, and you're going to hit a wall. And you're going to say, I have no idea what to do next. I think I broke it. I'm stuck. And so you want to know that when you get to that moment, and we've all been there, that you have someone to reach out to in your email service provider who is actually going to respond and help. So all of that to say, I actually have some favorites, and I'm going to tell you about two that I've used, because I want to stick with what I've actually had some experience with so that I'm not just kind of rounding up information off a website somewhere and telling you about it. So I have in my business used both ActiveCampaign and MailerLite in the past 4 years. I started with ActiveCampaign and loved it. And then earlier in 2023, they went through a little bit of a growth period. Things were shifting in their business, and the customer service dipped down at a moment when I was launching a new service. I was launching a membership, and I needed my emails to work, right? When you're in the middle of a launch, you need that stuff to function as you intend it to. And at that moment, I did not feel like ActiveCampaign was going to be able to do that. So I moved everything over, last minute effort, to MailerLite, which I really loved. I love the simplicity of MailerLite, but it didn't have the fancy automation capabilities that I was used to in ActiveCampaign and that I needed inside my business. So I watched carefully, I listened, I paid attention, and once ActiveCampaign resolved their customer service issues, once they kind of got through that rough spot, all companies go through them, I moved everything back to ActiveCampaign and have been content ever since. So I have used ActiveCampaign for almost the whole last 4 years. I used MailerLite for a very small segment of that time, maybe for 4 months-ish, I think. And what it taught me is that there's no perfect email service provider. So if someone says, oh, I have the perfect solution for you, no, there's no such thing. It's a pain, yes, to switch email service providers, but you know what? It's doable. So right now, as you're choosing an email service provider, or maybe you're going to check out ActiveCampaign or MailerLite because you haven't looked at them before, know that nothing's going to be perfect, and find the things that are important to you. I gave you a list of what's really important to me inside my business and what I see being important for digital course creators inside their business. But that doesn't mean that there aren't a handful or more of other amazing email service providers out there. So don't get stuck saying, oh my gosh, this one has this, this, and this. And then, but what if I need XYZ in the future? And only this one offers it. Just take it step by step. Take it day by day, year by year in your business. In the early years of your business, your list probably isn't going to be huge. And so it's not a big deal to move it. It's not like someone like Amy Porterfield or James Wedmore, who have hundreds of thousands of people on their email list saying, I'd like to switch email service providers now. Can you help me switch all of that over? With all of those automations they have running in their businesses and all of those things. So unless you're at that James Wedmore, Amy Porterfield kind of level, don't worry about it just yet. Just choose what works for you right now. All right. Next up is a favorite topic of mine because it's all about digital courses specifically, and that is choosing a course platform. I am going to give you 3 options today. I know I told you 3 total tools. I've already given you 2 email service providers in ActiveCampaign and MailerLite, and here I'm telling you I'm going to give you 3 options today based on your needs. But remember, you only need 1. So I'm still counting it as 1 tool. Now, a course platform is going to give you the capability to deliver your course to your students in an easy to follow way that engages them, that allows them to learn, to implement, and ultimately it makes you and your course material look like a superstar. That's what we want anyway. The platforms that are out there today are, they're very diverse. They range from very inexpensive to hundreds of dollars a month. And everyone has a really strong opinion about what is the best course platform. So first up, I'm going to tell you, there's no such thing as a best course platform. They all have ups and downs, pros and cons to them. So first up, if you are running a WordPress website already, then I highly recommend LearnDash. LearnDash is a WordPress plugin. And as a college professor, I have been exposed to a lot of the big college learning management systems. The really big, expensive ones that maybe you even took college classes in, like Blackboard or Canvas and Moodle. I feel like LearnDash comes the closest to those bigger, well-known learning management systems that you and I could never afford as entrepreneurs. So I had inside LearnDash the option to award completion certificates, which was really important when I was offering continuing education credits for National Board Certified Health and Wellness Coaches. There were plugins. I say word because I'm not using LearnDash anymore, but there were plugins that allowed students to take notes right in the course, and then they could download them, which eliminated the need to have multiple windows open, having those sticky notes everywhere, and kind of messy notes. LearnDash also really easily allowed for video, text, and attachments in each lesson. It's cost effective, but it only works if you're on that WordPress site and you're willing to put in a little bit of effort into the setup. So if you are already on WordPress as your main website, then you might consider looking at LearnDash. Another favorite of mine, especially if you have a video-heavy course. So if you have a lot of videos inside your course, then Searchy is a great option. Searchy has a lot of really strong accessibility features like transcripts and captions, the ability to slow down or speed up a video. There are design elements that give you control over the visual accessibility of your course. And I've hosted courses on Searchy as well. I love the flexibility. I love the accessibility for my students, for my clients. And I will say that I feel like this is where tech starts to separate out what platform you want to go with. I feel like on the tech side of things, Searchy is maybe a little less intuitive than LearnDash, but that's my personal opinion and that's my personal experience. Keeping in mind that I have worked with systems like LearnDash much more extensively than I have systems like Searchy. But the beauty of Searchy, in addition to all the accessibility stuff, which really makes me excited, is that there is a fantastic community of Searchy users and Searchy experts that are willing to help every step of the way. They will answer any question that you have. And I know of several Searchy experts that will set up your entire course for you. For a fee, of course, but I'm telling you, there's lots of resources out there if you want to check out Searchy. Now, finally, there are lots of platforms out there like Thinkific and Teachable that I often get asked about. I have not used either of those platforms, but for someone just getting started, they can be really great. They're often affordable, they're simple to get your course into, and you don't have to be tech savvy, from what I understand, to get your course up and running in something like Thinkific or Teachable. So these can be a great solution for you. All right, 3 options. LearnDash if you're on WordPress, Searchy, especially if you have a video-heavy course, and then platforms like Thinkific and Teachable if you're just getting started. You want simple, quick, out of the box, ready to go. That might be the right platform for you. Now, if we have an email list, if we have a course that's built, we need to sell that course to our email list. And so our 6th and final tool for today is one that actually helps you build a sales page and collect money for your products and services so that you have some revenue coming in. And that tool that I want to focus on today is ThriveCart. I use ThriveCart for a variety of products and services inside my business. And I'll tell you right now, my favorite part of this tool is that it is a one-time fee. I have no idea how long that deal will last, but they've had it for the past couple of years, so it's reasonable to guess that it will stick around for a while. But at the time of this recording, ThriveCart is available for a lifetime, very reasonable fee. Now, considering how much I use ThriveCart inside my business, this has probably been one of the best investments for my business to date in terms of tools. Now, let me walk you through just a few of the things that I love about ThriveCart and why I find it to be so good. Everything, remember, has pros and cons. So I'm going to tell you some of the things I absolutely love about ThriveCart. I love the ability to create quick or elaborate sales pages. And even quick and elaborate sales pages. Sometimes if you have just a low ticket offer, like I have several low ticket offers, I've got one for email sequences, I've got one for mapping out your course lessons. Those are all low ticket, under $100. And so I just create a very quick sales page on ThriveCart that I can send to anyone that's interested. You can also, and I've done this as well, created very long, elaborate sales pages on ThriveCart for bigger ticket items, things that are $500, $1,000 a month, $6,000, $12,000 for the year. And it works just as well for those. I personally, especially for lower ticket offers, appreciate the option to have bumps, upsells, and downsells. Now, if that just made your brain scramble, let me walk you through those really quickly. Whenever you go to buy something, a digital product or a digital service, on that checkout page, it may say, hey, do you want to add this for just a small fee? That's a bump. Okay. So ThriveCart allows you on that initial sales page to add in a bump, something that you might want to create that additional revenue, but you know it's needed for your clients. For instance, when I sell lead magnet email sequence templates, I have a bump for a lead magnet workshop that helps you actually make sure you have all of the components you need for your lead magnet, not just the email sequence that comes when someone asks for it. That's a bump. Now, upsells typically come on the next page. These are the offers that you've said, yes, charge my credit card, and it pops a page up and it says, wait, before you go, would you like this special one-time offer? That's an upsell. For instance, I usually use an upsell of an hour of time with me one-on-one. We can talk about anything in your business strategy. We can talk about lead magnets, course creation, whatever you need, because we all know it's helpful to have one-on-one help sometimes. So I use that as an upsell. You can also create downsells. So if someone says no thank you to that one-on-one hour with me, I say no problem. In the lead magnet low ticket offer, I say, I get it, but do you want me to take a look at your lead magnet funnel? So do you want me to take a look at your lead magnet, the email sequence, your landing page, all of that, and give you some video feedback? And so that's usually a lesser price, that downsell, and they can say yes or no. So ThriveCart allows for you to create a really unique funnel based on how people react, what they purchase. So they get that bump offer, they might get an upsell, they might get another upsell, then they might get a downsell if they didn't take something. There are all these amazing opportunities to create a funnel and test it and adjust it over time. I appreciate that ThriveCart integrates with Stripe, which is who I use as my payment processor. I appreciate that they have a visual drag and drop design tool. Like I told you, I like that in an email service provider. I like it in a sales page builder as well. I love that ThriveCart's been around long enough that there are lots of templates out there that you can do a quick Google search for. You can purchase them. Sometimes they're a little more expensive. Sometimes they're very inexpensive. So even if you don't want to design something, you can buy a template. And there are also some templates already in ThriveCart, I believe. I just never use them. All right. I love that ThriveCart has the option to have affiliates for your products and services, which helps you to get your name out there because others are sharing your products and services. There's a simple way to test the funnels before you turn them on and go live. You have this opportunity to use a fake credit card, make sure everything's hooked up right. You're getting all the emails you were supposed to. It just works beautifully. And speaking of emails, it does have integrations with the most common email service providers, including ActiveCampaign and MailerLite. And last but not least, one of the reasons I like ThriveCart, and I've got some clients using this feature, is that there's a course platform built in. Now, this is a great place to start. I admit I do not use the ThriveCart course platform that's built in because I already have other course platforms that I'm using. But it is cost effective, right? Because it's built in. ThriveCart is a one-time fee, so you really get to keep your costs low. Now, I mentioned something about affiliates just a moment ago. I said, you know what? It has the option to have affiliates for your products and services. And at the end of today's episode, I'm going to touch on that concept of affiliates a little bit more, so be sure to stick around. Time for an action item. My challenge for you this week is to look at each of these 3 tool categories that I shared with you and explore them. How could an email service provider help you build your business? How could a good course platform that has accessibility help you take the next steps in getting your product or your service out there? What are some potential ways that these things could actually distract you from your key tasks this quarter? For instance, if you already have an email service provider that you love, awesome. Do not waste time looking at something new. Don't get swayed by the shiny object syndrome, in other words. The key is to take action this week instead of getting stuck in the muck and the mire of technology. Every time we make a decision, what we're doing is actually enhancing, strengthening that muscle for making tech decisions in our business so that they get easier and they get faster over time. Today, we've been talking about the technology that we can use within our business. We focused on emails, course platforms, and sales pages. I shared with you some of my favorite tools, and I shared 3 other ones back in episode 180. The key here, though, is not to get stuck looking at all of the tools. The key is to find a tool and get to work. As a digital course creator guide, I'm committed to helping course creators like you build a successful business. Today, I hope you've learned about either a new tool or a new way to think about a tool that you're currently using. Maybe you've discovered a new purpose or a new feature that you can use this tool for. As you've discovered on the Digital Course Creator podcast, I'm openly sharing the lessons that I've learned, the tools, the tactics that I've used so that you can become a 6-figure digital course creator. But here's what I've realized. All too often, the solutions designed to help us get to 6 figures focus on the surface level things. Although choosing tech tools is certainly an important piece of the process, success in business and in any area of life requires strategy, right? In a number of different categories. We have to dig deeper, and you can get that from a lot of different resources. We're so lucky. We have books, podcasts, webinars, even courses out there that we can purchase to help us take steps forward. So why do we still find ourselves struggling to reach enrollment and financial goals as entrepreneurs? What I found is because whatever change we want in our lives is going to be probably 10% what we learn, read, or study, and 90% or more mindset. As a psychology professor and coach, I share as much as I can with you about mindset here on the show. But to truly thrive, we all need individualized attention. We need accountability. We need support. So if you are ready to say yes to a thriving, financially solid business, I'd love to have a conversation with you. I have at least 2 slots open on my calendar each week to help course creators take action, to help them dig into their purpose and create a strategic plan for growth so that they can get unstuck. These are free, no obligation calls. If you are ready to make the next 12 months the year that you go from being uncertain about your course creation business to a 6-figure course creator, grab a strategy call slot at coursecalls.com. You can also find the link down in the show notes, but again, it's coursecalls.com. One thing that can keep us stuck when building a business is anxiety over how to make more revenue right now. Maybe you're just getting your course designed and built and you need a little bit of extra income, or maybe you're between course launches. If you have a tool, a course, a resource that you love inside your business that you wish everyone knew about, become an affiliate for that company. You get to share your love of that resource, and if someone chooses to sign up for that tool with your link, you make a commission. You have to promise me that you'll do 2 things if you choose to go this route. First one, only be an affiliate for products and services that you have personally tried and believe in. If you're an affiliate for a product that you don't love and wouldn't stand behind, you are potentially damaging your reputation, which is going to damage your whole business. Number 2, tell people that the link you are providing is an affiliate link that provides you with a commission if they use it. It's the right thing to do ethically and legally. Those affiliate payments can really be such a nice little boost to our regular revenue inside our business. And if you want more quick solutions for building a successful digital course business and creating magnetic messaging, hit follow now.